huge part of my childhood was revolved around sitting in front of a TV, watching either Nickelodeon on cable or with those orange VHS tapes.
Oh, yeah.
I never really owned them, but like all my cousins, all my friends, they had Rugrats on VHS or something from Nickelodeon.
I think I had like one or two. Or maybe I just like rented them.
Yeah, that was a huge thing too, just going out and renting the tapes, and I wish that was still a thing for games and stuff. But all the formats have changed. Things have changed.
At least it's not like you are so excited to go play a game or watch a movie and then you get there and you see it and then the one behind is just not there. Right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to deal with
Well,
that.
also there's like Netflix is kind of a rental subscription, right? You don't own those movies and shows. You just watch them.
Right.
Which is neat to a certain degree. I remember when Netflix used to actually send you DVDs and stuff.
I only had one friend that did that, and I thought, like, oh, man, she's, like, rich. Like, this is crazy.
Because you had to spend a little extra money, like, not even that much.
$5 maybe. And, like, I would tell my parents, and they're like, I don't get that. We're just going to go to the
It's
store.
different. Yeah. It's bad. Like, when cell phones came out, I remember my dad being like, we got a phone at the house. Who needs a cell phone? Texting? That's stupid.
My dad didn't have, like a touch screen cell phone until, like, 3 years ago. And like when I was a teenager, I'd just be texting my friends or whatever, and he'd be like, okay, thumbs. That was my nickname.
Like anything different is just totally unacceptable.
So now he like kind of gets it, and like he'll be like searching something on his phone, and it's just like astounding to me that he can even Google anything. But I was just like, okay, thumbs, and he just looked at me one day, and I was like, yeah.
Anytime I think about your dad and technology, I think about one particular incident, which we won't talk about. Anyway.
Love you.
Paramount Plus is a new subscription-based platform, I guess, because everything plus, that's the new, like the new knockoff Apple thing where everything was like, something.
Oh, yeah.
Every streaming service is good. Disney did it, so now it's just like Paramount Plus.
So that's a new streaming service?
It's a new streaming service, I think.
Okay.
But they are going to have a reboot of the Rugrats. This isn't a movie, I don't think. It's a series. I think they're doing a full reboot for the Rugrats. So there's a trailer that came out yesterday.
I thought they were coming out with a movie.
I don't think so. I think this is a show.
Okay.
And from what I understand, it's like digitally animated. Are we going to be thumbs? Are we going to be the old folks that just... Well, back in my day, we sent messages via pigeon. We didn't...
But then again, this is something that we grew up with. This is
100%.
Our generation.
Not only that, but it was like huge. I've laughed so fucking hard thinking about Dr. Lipschitz.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember? There's
so funny.
There's a scene of Grandpa going to get the rental tapes for him and Tommy, and he rents something for Tommy. Do you remember? So he rents himself a movie too, but it's looking back, it's like a little risque.
Oh,
and like
did he
the
maybe
alien ladies? Yeah, I'll have to show you.
Like,
yeah,
that's great. Yeah, they had a lot of really interesting episodes.
And that was in like kids shows, and we had no idea.
Well, like. I've brought it up several times with the Renegades, and I can't get over the fact that Rocco from Rocco's Modern Life was a phone sex operator. Yep. And they didn't even try to hide that. They had like phone calls on the show. So, yeah, just Nickelodeon was out of its mind back then.
And Ren and Stimpy. Like, I wasn't allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy.
No, there was a lot of crazy stuff on back then.
It was like Adult Swim before Adult Swim. But then just literally stuck in between shows you could watch.
Animation was not considered adult entertainment for a while. At first, when it originally came out, it was. And then it wasn't.
Would you say like
kind of wasn't,
Space
but they were letting
Ghost
it pass?
Would be like the first.
That's like no. The first was like the original cartoons. The first ones that ever came out, the ones that a lot of times are extremely racist or sexist. The ones where like Mickey Mouse uses his schlong to put holes in the cheese on the assembly line.
I forgot.
Yeah, they were
until
meant for
you just
adults,
said
and
that.
they're like, during like you would go to see the news not on TV, you would hear it on the radio. But if you wanted to see film from like World War II and stuff like that, you went to the movie theater to see
Right.
it. And so in the news, in between, they'd have like the comic strips, but like cartoons for adults.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway, brief little history lesson there from somebody that doesn't know shit. But anyway, the Rugrats for 2021 had a trailer come out yesterday, and I really want to see it. I want to watch it with you. So this is called Who's Ready for Rugrats 2021? First look from Paramount Plus. Reptar!
Mister, talk to me for a sec. I don't want any trouble, Angelica. No trouble. I want to play a new game. It's called Be My Jonathan. I made it up special for you and me. I'd ask Tommy, but you know how he gets. Raptor, use your laser beams. I have been trying to be more adventurous lately. Good. Now go get the frosted animal cookies out of the bag Aunt Dee Dee hides behind the Hanukkah stuff. Where's that? In the pantry. But where? The bottom shelf. How many cookies? Only the pink ones. Okay. What's a pantry? Ugh.
Was that it?
That's all?
Oh.
That's definitely the quickest reaction we've ever got done.
Original voice actors, though.
It is.
I'm pretty sure something I read said that they were going to have all the original voice actors.
Good. Yeah, it sounded the same. And then whenever they done the bomb,
Yes.
I was like, oh,
Dude.
I forgot about that.
The music was a huge part of it.
Yeah.
That was a huge, because it was really its own style of music. I didn't remember that as part of anything. And now I've heard so many rappers sample.
Oh, really?
Yes, like Riff Raff has one song. It's something about Dolce and Gabbana, but it's womp 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 womp. Like it's, I'll show it to you later, but it's a huge part of our pop culture experience growing up.
How do you feel about the style of this?
I don't hate it. It's different. I think it will be more appealing to younger people.
I feel the same way.
Because the artwork from back in the day, like they need to like redo it and make an HD cut of it, because you go back and you watch the Rugrats now. I mean, it's like what, 93 or something when it started.
That's when I was born.
Yeah, so it's like grainy looking and stuff. It's kind of blurry looking.
But that's like vintage retro.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, that I have the old Sony TV up there for retro games and stuff for that very reason.
One thing that I can appreciate looking back on now is like whenever you had a new episode come on and it would tell you the episode, and then it had like the jaggedy, like the art, and then like the little specks all around it and
like
stuff.
the inside of a Taco Bell back in the day.
Yeah, that's a good way to explain it. And I just don't know if they're going to include stuff like that.
Well, the logo looks the same pretty much. Like, I honestly don't think they're going to do much different other than update the environment, and it's digital, it's not hand-drawn artwork and stuff. So, if they've got the original voice, to go as far as to get the original voice actors, that proves that they're really trying to hold true to the show.
Yeah.
It died out when they started trying to make them grow up. Remember they had, which I'm not saying that those shows were that bad, but they had the same thing with Digimon. They got to a point where they had to reboot and start from the very beginning and include the original characters and stuff. They did it, but the Digimon's completely different than the original. But sometimes, and I wish they would do this with Yu-Gi-Oh as well, you got to get to a point where, all right, we've tried a bunch of stuff, now let's pull it back and admit that some of this isn't the greatest.
Right.
They did it with Dragon Ball Z. GT was a full series that came out, and people were like, man, this is dog shit. So they just erased that from the history of the show, started over with Dragon Ball Super. just from the point where it started sucking.
Okay, this sucks. Just forget that we ever did this.
You know, yeah, I mean, well, they make it as like kind of like a parallel universe that exists. You know, that's DC's huge about that, where they've got tons of different variants of stuff in their animated series and in their animated movies and stuff. Like Flashpoint Paradox goes into a bunch of different directions, but sometimes a reboot is the best way to respect the original idea.
Mm-hmm.
By kind of starting back there and then working your way forward again. So I don't completely hate it when they do stuff like that. Some people are big sticklers about that and really don't like it, but I could see this being something fun to watch, especially, you know, when I have gone to my happy place and I'm ready to sit down and eat a bowl of cereal and watch something. This might be something that
you can just sit back, chill,
yeah,
not really think
very
about it.
Very chill, nostalgic, but new and fresh. How I feel every time a Godzilla movie comes out. You know, just like, oh, damn, it's my whole life I've been liking this.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'll definitely check it out. I don't know if I will get a membership to Paramount Plus, but I'll definitely try out their, you know, free week, get an episode of this in at least, because I think it deserves a shot with all that Rugrats has given to me.
I think that like my favorite part was the art on the wall. Like there's so much detail in
this is really, really detailed
and like
work.
Chucky's hair, like I really appreciate the art style. I like it. It's just totally different from what we grew up with. So
right.
But anyway.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
I think sometimes when bands do cover songs, if you make it your own and you honor the original, but you like do your own and do it right, then that's way better than somebody who tries to go out there and do it exactly like the band that wrote it. Exactly.
Or
you
even
know,
like if a band has broken up for 20 years or however long, and then they come back and then they just do the same songs, and like it's like, okay. So maybe this is like a way to kind of reel the older folks back in too. It's like, oh, well, let's see like what they did with it. So, anyway.
Well, let us know what you thought about the trailer and how you feel about the Rugrats. Did you grow up with the Rugrats? Is it something that was like a hand-me-down from some of your relatives or friends that were older than you? Like, how did you find out about the Rugrats? Also, if you have any recommendations of videos you would like for us to react to, go ahead and drop those down in the comment section. A subscription, a like, hit the notification bell, all that mumbo jumbo. That would be wonderful. But until next time, I think that's going to do it.
Yeah.
You got anything to say to the people?
Bye.
Spotlight's on you.
No,
it's on you.
Bye.